Jenny Walker here again with Logan. This is probably about a week later than the other one. Trying to put into place some of the comments that I had and that I saw, my comments of he was bending too much on a lot of stuff. And he was a little overbent there too, doing that leg yield. He's to the point where he doesn't, well, he shouldn't be that overbent, period. But as you can see, I think I getting a much better walk here, and he is stretching, and I'm trying to use very little hand to keep him down. Anytime he pops up, there's a bit of a no, we came off the track. Didn't have enough outside range to keep him on the track that was supposed to be some shoulder in. But when he pops up, I'm tapping him with the whip again. And I really wasn't doing that before. And that does make him go back down again. So I like that a lot. And so now I'm trying to, of course, put that into, and we have a nice stretch and we have a good walk. So that part's coming along. Now I have to get a little bit more control of the outside ring. So I will work on that, definitely. So I'm going to switch sides. I also, not for the work in hand, but I've gone back to using some side reins for the lunging. And I'm really working hard on that to not let him brace against me in his spots, but we'll see when we get there. Okay, so he stretches, I let him go down. Okay, and sometimes I do a smaller circle to get him, stepping under good, and then I go back out to a big one when he's stretching. And I'm tapping, and he's going back down again, which I let him do. And we're walking, but it could be a little bit more energetic here. So we'll keep working on that, and that's some leg yield, and I'm keeping him straighter. He's not anywhere near bent around me. So I like that a lot better. Better walk here with a good stretch. At the end of this one, I also have the riding, me riding in this one also. But somebody had made the comment that the solo shot seems to clip, and I think that's what happened. There's a better leg yield, a lot straighter. Is it clips it? I don't know why. Maybe after so much time, and it splits it, and I thought I had it on the other one, but I probably just deleted it. So anyway, I've got it today when I get there. So, and this is better. He is stepping up and over, but of course I would like to see, especially in this work, I would like to see a little bit more up and over, more flexion of that hock joint and over underneath him, because I'm not on his back, and it will help exercise that hock. So, and kind of pull and, well, stretch it and, strengthen it. So, and then eventually, hopefully someday, there's a little shoulder in, and we come off the wall, but we are staying just more of an angle. I may be too angled. So, but again, I guess I find that hard to do on the ground like that, to monitor where my angles are. But I'm going to keep working on that. Okay, here's the lunging. No side reins this day, but I have gone back to using some looser side reins. But I saw some improvement. We're walking better here to start with. And so I asked him up into the trot, and he is stretching down nicely. And then there, that's when he pops up to the right to this direction. So I asked him to go on, and it's always that spot. And working to get him down, yes. And got to push him up and over, get that hind leg to step under and support him more and make him move. There we go. That was better. I got him, kind of flicked him a little harder there. Good. And then when we came out of it, we also stretched longer and lower like that. That's nice. And of course, then of course, you know, in that I don't know if I asked him to counter or not, or if he just fell into it, but that's okay, one way or the other. And again, there he's pulling on me, so it's like I'm going to send him on, and send him on, and send him on. Send him on, yes. And we get through our sticky spot much better if I send him on and lighten the lunge line so that and I guess I hung on to it there, but whatever. But I'm trying to lighten the lunge line and, you know, feel on it a little bit. And so it's not just stable, and push him on. And that's a very nice trot we got into there, but there's our sticky spot again. So I try to push him on. There, very nice, very nice, very nice. Push him on. Bring the whip up to push him on. Oh, good. Whip. I was going to say he didn't pop up as much, but and push him on again. I have a question. Does anybody have have they figured out a spot on the saddle that you might put when you're lunging, to put the sensor so that, you know, the camera stays focused on the horse, and because right now it's staying focused on me and instead of the horse, and that's why he goes out of the picture here. So I'll have to see if I can play with that, and this is getting better. It doesn't pop up so much, and he goes back down a lot quicker. And that's what we're looking for. It's okay if he's got a stuck spot. Yep, better. See, it's just, and then even better. Okay, looking for him to be gaining that strength through his sticky spot. And look at, oh, come on, walk on, horse, walk on. No energy. Come on. Walker, ask him to, okay, well, I was asking him to stop, so, you know, but that was pretty much a fairly inactive walk, but he had been doing a good job, so, but that's kind of what I'm working on those sticky spots. Let's see what happens to the left this particular day. The side reins, when I put them on, they are, of course, loose. They're not there to hold him in any position. They're just there as kind of a reminder, encouragement. And with him, it's so he doesn't twist his head like he does. But, you know, we're working on that even without the side reins here. I'd like to see a little bit more energy in this walk, but it is very nice. Yes, much better. He achieves this nice long walk for me. And off to the trot. And I'm trying to make my transitions on the lunge line very quiet. I'd like a little bit more trot there. There's the sticky spot there. And we only did 3 or 4, and we went right back into a nice long stretch, but I would like a little bit more energy in this trot when I see it from here. Sticky spot was not so bad, and right back down, and that's great, but I need the energy. I may be wrong, but yeah, sticky spot. I'm trying to catch him before the sticky spot and ask him to, you know, come on, let's go on. Right there, let's go on, release, soften, and go, which is what I'm looking for. But I'd like him to do that, of course, around the whole circle. and push him on, push him on, push him on. That was better. He just kind of came up and went back down. So, and now I'm asking him to canter. And again, just some quiet asking if I use the word too much. So I'm just kissing and using a little body language there. And, we're achieving the canter, and we're not getting too stuck over in that spot to the left here today. And of course, usually I lunge him to, there it is, see? So I needed to push him on. And soften and push, 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 push. Yep, see, there he is. So the side reins, even though they're long, help that a little bit because when he does come into a little bit of contact, on that outside. Nothing spectacular, but a little. And now I'm trying to get him back into that trot. But it helps, remind him that there is something there. So went back into side reins. With all of these horses that I have, I've got this one. I got posted out there, the pony, the little Welsh Bay. There we go again. Quiet. Head only went up a little bit in the transition. And push, 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 push. Better. And I have a little paint pony. And I've used Chambone side reins on all of them. And I've gone away from the Chambone, and then I'll come back to the Chambone. So if anybody's wondering, I go back and forth, depending on what the horse is doing. With the ponies, you'll just see them in the side reins at this point. So as ponies go, they got very quickly they just braced on the Chambone, so it's like, but that's ponies. Ponies can get very stubborn, even though the paint is quarter whatever. Okay, I got on, and here I am. And the other thing I'm working on, because somebody had made a comment that I have more weight to my right, and I do, and Will and Karen have both seen that, and I pressed down on that right stirrup. And so, not in this video, but it was 2 days ago when I was riding him, I'm really trying to get more weight into my left stirrup, and of course that changes my weight on his back. I'm trying to get more even, I should say, on both stirrups, and no weight in the stirrup, but even down through both seat bounds through into my knees, I guess is what I really should say. And changing that and trying to get more of that weight going down my left thigh into my knee is very different for him. So he does react to it. And but I think once we both get there, that it'll be good for both of us in that respect. So he's just used to me being really heavy on that right side. So, so that's kind of what he's used to. So, and here I'm going to go with some leg gilding. Not too bad. That back left hind is stepping across and under pretty well. And that was a little shoulder in after that. So, and the other thing Will has always been on me about is keeping my shoulders back and my head up. Oh boy, don't we get into some real habits when we ride so much on our own. So I'm trying to keep those things in mind, and what you guys have told me also, because I am also on my own. I know I've been use my hands a lot. So I'm trying to get less handy, I guess you would say, and more and softer with my hands. I know that if I grab too much on him, and he pops his head up no matter what. Now here it was either my fault or whatever, but I didn't like where we were, and he wasn't ready to come down and leg yield. And what he likes to do going to the left, especially coming down the arena this direction, is he just likes to throw that left shoulder totally out. Now, that's better. That's better. Now, again, that's my right heavy leg in there. This was good. And now we're going to push in just straight from that, take that angle and push in to some shoulder in. And that's not bad either. His head could be a little bit more in front of his shoulders, but but again, so that is my heavier right leg. So I understand now why a lot of times when I make this right turn that he just falls over to the left, because I am so much, see, he's lagging behind in the leg yield there. Lagging behind, lagging behind. He's stepping under, but not over very much. So his hind end was lagging. And there's a little shoulder in for a few steps. And stretch. Okay, so here we're going to turn again, and I didn't like the way we came around. So I do the circle. And so when I rode him day before yesterday, I was really trying to keep some weight down that left thigh. And like I said, he reacted to it, but that's okay. We'll get it. And so that my right was just not so heavy there for him to just want to run away from, is a lot of what it is. And whatever, probably my fault there. The hind end is lagging. And so he pops his head up. I open my hands to get him to drop down, and I'm going to try a little shoulder in here again. Probably too much angle, but we are stepping across, and we are stepping, and then the head gets too much bend because the head gets in front of the shoulder there. And then we go to our nice long walk, and I try to bring my hands down and together in front of me and go across the diagonal in this kind of long walk. Or am I just doing a circle? Oh, I guess I was just doing a circle, and I really wanted him to walk on. He wasn't walking on very good. Okay, come on. Energy, energy, energy. Because if you don't have that energy coming through, even at the walk, on the free walk, then you're not really stepping under and getting the horse to really lift his back and work on that part. So I'm really trying to work on widening my hands, when he pops up, and then dropping him back down and forward in front of me. And, and sometimes that's hard. But anyway, especially for those of us who've been very handy with our hands. Okay. And that was a nice, quiet transition into the trot. We didn't throw our head up. So, I gave him a little pat there. We're a little sticky there. I need to drive him on through. Come on. Up. And we're doing, we're turning off the rail, and then we're trying to leg yield back to the rail. And I do this at walk too, because it's not something, this is in preparation for counter canter, because if he doesn't, and then here, he wouldn't come off my right leg at all. And so he ended up a little bit over the poles. But if you haven't done any of this, and then you want to just go, at least with my guy, I wanted to start trying some counter canter. There's a little shoulder in or shoulder four, because it's, and then I went straight because there's a pole there that he trots over. But anyway, if you come off the rail through a corner and keep them bent, and then ask him to leg yield back to the rail, that's what you do for your counter canter. And I mean, this little guy had no clue, of course. See, and it's like, what do you want? Oh, I'm on the pulse. So I get him finally to listen, and his head is too tilted to the right, and because he wasn't listening to my right leg. So anyway, we're working on it, but I can see that here. But he says we don't do that. We turn and bend going back and see, and so I mean he just keeps telling me we don't do this. We have to turn and change our bend to go back to the rail. I mean, because we all do serpentines on and off the rail where we bend and go back, and we don't normally come off the rail and then leg yield back like that. So I'm finding it's a good exercise to make him. I haven't done it, of course, with any of the others because they're not anywhere near ready. To think, listen to me, think. It's not just every day the same thing. We have to change up our training. I mean, it has to be the basic training, but they get to the point that we're going across the diagonal, or we're doing a serpentine, and I change my bend. And so he was more acceptable, and then a little shoulder in there. He was a little more acceptable to that one as we did it. And he's going, oh, okay, I think I got it, So anyway, and I have done this at the walk too. I mean, I tried to do, a canter this way at the beginning, and I'm going, you don't have a clue. So if you don't have a clue to move off my leg that way and canter, you're not paying attention. We need to go back and take a little step forward, and that little step was starting at walk. So I would come off the rail at the walk and then leg yield back to the rail. And here we've got, some nice stretching. He doesn't keep it. So I sit a little bit in preparation for canter. And I go back up, rising. And I sit. And I'm really trying to get my hands down and in front of me because I tend to want to balance on my hands, unfortunately. So, but he's accepting of, oops, went hollow there. So I go back up into rising, to get him back under himself. And then I'll go back into sitting, and I lean back, and I just, and when I do that, I go, don't lean back. I'm always talking to myself. I can tell, there we go, that's better, holding it. So I go back to rising. We don't want him thinking that every time we do that we canter. And I try sitting for a little bit longer. Oh, there's a nice stretch. I let him stretch. And you can try sitting in this stretch too, because their back is way up then. So, we're not in any hurry. I'm sitting, rising. Just becomes, commonplace. He goes, oh, you're just sitting. He doesn't kind of anticipate the canter. He hollowed and curled up there. And he's still hollow, but we did canter. And like I said, I'm trying to get more weight down my left thigh and my hands down and in front of me so that I can sit down and not get popped out of the saddle. And I'm getting behind. I'm hoping I'm just doing a half halt there. And probably said to myself, don't get behind, sit up. Because if I sit up, of course, I lighten his back, and then he might be able to recover from hollowing. And and so I did a little shoulder shoulder in there, and then a nice stretch, which he's very willing to give me. No, beautiful. And I'm still working on trying to keep, because I have really long reins on him because he will go to the ground. But then when he pops up, I have all this rein in front of me that I have to gather up. So it's like, oh my gosh. Oh, I'm trying to sit again, and I don't like it. It looks like I'm balancing on my hands again, and I don't like that. So, we just kind of stop, take a break, walk. Because he still gets a little behind that vertical. I mean, he used to just, be that, and I don't like that. I was probably trying to get him to trot again, but no, see, I don't want that. I'm trying to be very quiet and with my aids, and just give, as that was better because it didn't just throw up his head and hollow out. So and my husband came down to talk to me, so you're gonna see me. He did a halt. Okay, he moved, but not bad halt. So he's moving his legs. And he said what he needed to say, and I walked on. So we changed direction. Yes, I think. I forget. I don't know about you guys. But he didn't want to stay halted there. He was fidgeting, so I wasn't going to, fight with him to halt there. So go back to the walk. Try to get a nice stretch at the walk. And gives him a break. Didn't like that one. So we back to the walk, and we'll try it again. And a lot of it's me. So he's reacting to, that's better. He's reacting to my hands, my seat, my legs. I'm too hard, too fast, too quick, whatever. That was a nice halt. And I'm going to ask him to walk on again. No. Oh, I should stop and do that over again. I don't know if I did, but it doesn't look like I did. So I can see I need to push my hands down. Oh, he just wants to creep on. Frustrating, but we'll get there. I'm trying to put in a lot more transitions now. I mean, before it was just, let's go forward, let's stretch. Hands down, Walker. I can see that right now. Hands down, and forward. The dust came up. Couldn't see through the dust on his legs. Little shoulder 4. we're working on trying to do a lot more shoulder 4 as we go around the arena. And of course, you know, he's used to just going down the rail. And he doesn't want to have to bring his shoulder in. And that was not a bad transition to the left, because the left has always kind of been the, wee, let's go, throw the head up and speed away. So, you know, there's lots of stuff going on. And they're horses and we're humans, and we just have to work. See, and that was a head up. But again, at least it was a decent pace. But we're working on it. Trying to figure out, oh, hands. I think I look like I'm just, I want my hands to not pull, not be balanced with my hands. Trying to put them down. We're doing trying to come in, do a serpentine circle, and then I went on. See if I let him all the way down. I should have let him all the way down. If I didn't, I should let him stretch totally. And down we go. We go do the trot pulls just for something else to take our mind off. We do a little leg heel back to the rail. Change things up. Catch the other trot pulls. We halt. Yes, we want to halt, Logan. Halt, Logan. Oh, that was a canter transition from walk. And for him, that was pretty good. And that's good. And that's why I got him, petted him. And then he goes down into a nice trot. So we're walking. We're going to change direction. See, he thought we were going to go the same direction, and oh, nope. You got to keep changing things up for this guy, because, I mean, he just gets stuck. It's like, oh, we're gone here. I know we are. He just thinks that he knows, and of course he does anticipate. So, and there's a nice long stretch walk. So anyway, that's nice. I would like, but maybe not, to see a little bit more energy in there, but it's still a good walk. That's it.